Good morning, everybody. Today, our lesson is about point estimate. By the way, for this chapter, we will be talking about estimates. And you might ask, what is an estimate? Or what is a point estimate? We start by reading our memory verse. In Leviticus 27, verse 2, it says, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the persons shall be for the Lord by thy estimation. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to illustrate point and interval estimate and distinguish between point and interval estimation and identify point estimator and compute for the point estimate of the population. Lesson 2 after this lesson is about the interval estimate. So let's start. Let's play first. Guess my age. Let's do a guessing name. Now, you try to guess my age. First, you give me a single number. Next, you give me a range of values, like I say 20 to 40. Then, from 0% to 100%, you tell me, how confident are you with your guess? Now, there are two types of estimation. We have the point estimation and the interval estimation. The formula you use in estimating is called the estimator, and the value or your guess is called the estimate. If we say point estimate, that is a specific numerical value. It's a single value. For example, if your guess is 25 or 30, then that is what we call the point estimate. If we say interval estimate, this is a range of values. Like you say 20 to 40. That is your interval estimate. The confidence coefficient tells us how confident are you with your answer. Now, if you say, I am 90% sure that my teacher's age is between 25 to 35, then that interval estimates combined with a confidence coefficient is called the confidence interval estimate. Let's talk of more terms. If we say parameter, it means it's any measure that we take from a population. But if we say statistic, it is a characteristic or any measure that we take from a random sample. For example, you like to make an estimate on the stat and prob grades of all senior high school students in the Philippines. The answer or your estimate for that is taken from a parameter, since you're taking a value from the whole population. But if you just make a sample, like we just take from MVCA senior high school students, then the data that you acquired is what we call statistic. Now, if you see this dart illustration, we see this as a parameter, or it's the true value. And this can be our estimates. If you see estimate 1 is closer than estimate 2 to the true value or to the parameter. The nearer the estimate is the parameter, the more accurate it is. Let us define unbiased and biased estimator. If you say unbiased estimator, it means that your estimate is the same as the actual value. But if you say biased estimator, it means that if this is the actual value, the one in the yellow, then this broken line is your estimate. So we call the estimator a biased estimator. If this is the actual estimate, these circles in broken lines, then What's over that is what we call the overestimates. And if our estimate is less than the actual value, we call it the underestimates. Now, how to solve for the estimate? Take note that the mean or the average is also called the point estimate of the ungrouped data. For example, we're going to solve for the point estimate of the masses of 10 random learners. They weigh 40, 45, 46, 48, 48, 50, 55, 55, 56, and 58. Let's solve for the point estimate. To solve for the point estimate, you simply add all of these numbers. That's 501 divided by 10. So our point estimate is 50.1 kilograms. Thus, we say that all learners' average weight in class is estimated to be around 50.1 kilograms based on a simple random sample of 10 observations. Next, let's have problem number 2. Mr. Domingo surveyed 10 random samples of people who favor truck bans in a section of a metropolitan area. He determined the percentages of those who are in favor of the ban. And based on 500 observations, these are the percentages of the 10 surveys. So what do we do to solve for the point estimate? You add all of these numbers, then divide by how many observations are there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So divided by 10, the point estimate is 55.7, or that's 55.7%. Now, what if we have a grouped data? How do we solve for the point estimate? First, we need to add another column for the sample mean. Second, we solve the mean of each sample. Then based on the mean for each sample, we need to solve the mean of means. By the way, this is how we are going to write the mean of means. X bar of X bar. And it's equal to the population mean. For example, let's have problem number 3, the cocoa juice case. Mr. Santiago's company sells bottled coconut juice. He claims that a bottle contains 500 ml of such juice. A consumer group wanted to know if his claim is true. They took 6 random samples of 10 such bottles and obtained the capacity in ml of each bottle. The result is shown as follows. So these are for the sample. So we have sample 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now let's solve for the point estimate of the population mean. Now let me use Microsoft Excel in solving this so that our data will be more accurate and it's easier. So what do? I copy all of this data and paste it in the Excel file. Let me share my Excel file. Now, what do we do next? We need to solve for the sample mean of each sample. This looks like example Coca-Cola group 1, Coca-Cola group 2, Coca-Cola group 3, 4, 5, and 6. And for each group, there are 10 members. So let's solve for the sample mean of each. One way to do it is you encode all of these numbers like 500 plus 498 plus 497 plus 503 plus 499 plus 497 plus 497 plus 497 plus 497 plus 495, all divided by 10. To do it in the Excel, you'll type this formula, equals average, open parenthesis, copy this data, close. This is now the sample mean or the average for sample 1. If you want to solve for sample number 2, you can do the same. equals average, open parenthesis, you select the whole data, close parenthesis, enter. That's the sample mean for sample 2. Or here's another way. You see this plus cursor? If you drag it, it means we apply the same formula. So this is now the sample mean for each group. How do we solve for the point estimate? The point estimate is the mean of all means. So what do? We need to find the average of this. So we say equals average, open parenthesis, you select the 6 sample means, close parenthesis, this one. Let's have it in 2 decimal places only. You see the arrow here? There. That's for 2 decimal places. Therefore, our point estimate is 497.83. If we go back to our lecture notes, say already solved it all. We say the point estimate of the cocoa juice case is 497.83 ml. The computed mean is slightly less than the claim value, which is 500 ml based on the sample. Now it's our turn to do our activities 1 and 2 for today. Be sure to show all necessary procedures. Again, have a wonderful day.